This is Kelly McCreary. Today, we are going to get to know Deborah Housey, who's caring for 101-year-old Polly Mann. Join us to find out why care can't wait. Hello, family. I'm Kelly McCreary. Some of you may know me as Dr. Maggie Pierce from Grey's Anatomy, but first and foremost, I am a person who deeply cares about the well-being of all people. And while I play a doctor on TV, I know that there are millions of caregivers across this country whose stories are not heard. From birth to end of life, we all share the need for care, for ourselves and for our loved ones. The ongoing pandemic has shown us that home healthcare workers are essential to keeping our nation's seniors and people with disabilities living safely and with dignity at home. In short, care work, predominantly done by Black, Latina, and Asian immigrant women, is the backbone of our economy and our families. When I saw the story of Deborah Housey, an amazing caregiver from Minneapolis, Minnesota, I was honored to be asked to introduce this short documentary that celebrates the relationship she has with 101-year-old Polly Mann, who she has worked with for over 30 years. This series, Family Meeting, presented by the Care Can't Wait Coalition, will tell the stories of families and caregivers across America, like Deborah's, who work every day to take care of our elders. In our second episode, we visit Deborah and Polly to learn about their story and their lives.
This is Miss Polly Mann. She is 101 years old, and I've been working with her for like 30 years.
This is Deborah Housey, who is my friend and has been for many years, and who I think has kept me out of trouble.
Yeah.
How do you describe me to your friends?
You really want to know?
No.
You are outgoing, and you're smart, and you're on the computer. You're a beautiful lady, and you don't take no nonsense.
Being you help me all the time, providing stability for me, I guess. That's the most important thing.
What do you think about my style?
Well, you got a style.
I
I've
know
got
what
a style.
what kind of style do you think I got? What do you think about my style?
Well, it's fine. It's
What?
fine.
What's fine about it? So you like my style?
Oh, fine. Your style is fine. My style is fine.
I know
all
your
of God's
style.
children have fine styles. What kind of animal would I be?
I would say you would be a lioness.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll call it you. Okay.
I think I think that'll fit you just
Okay.
fine. Yes.
Okay. Then I'll pounce on people.
Yeah, and you do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me, what do you think I would be?
Well, if I'm a lioness, you can be a leopard.
Okay, well, I'll take that. I'll take that. That makes me a strong person. I think you have taught me a whole lot about being patient and to listen more,
I think you've taught me to be less racist than I was born with. I was born in a state in which we were taught racism, really, from babies on.
Yes.
And I think I pretty much, but I don't know for sure, pretty much eliminated that from my being.
You are a big part of my family. My kids love you. Do you consider me to be in your family?
Sure.
All right.
Well, you're up there before several of them.
Oh. I thank you for all you do for me, though. I really do.
Well, you do for me too, so
Yeah, I know.
it's even.
I don't know how even it is.
Yeah, it's even.
Okay, if you say so. Okay, I have to agree with you. Look at me. I have to agree with you.
Okay.
Hi, Deborah. It is so wonderful to meet you. It is truly an honor and a privilege. I watched the mini doc, and it was just incredibly heartwarming, and it really gave a tiny window into this incredibly intricate world of care and mutual admiration and respect that grows between a caregiver and their clients. So I'm just curious. Um, Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for your tireless work to take care of our elders. You are absolutely essential in every imaginable way. Can you tell us why you entered this profession? What drew you to it?
Well, first of all, I've been in this business like for 20 years, and I have 11 babies. And this was where I didn't have to, I did other jobs, like I was a CNA and a certified nurse's assistant, a TMA, where I passed medications. I have worked at a gas station as a cashier. I worked on the assembly line. I worked for Head Start as a parent-child advocate. I worked in a battered shelter settings. But being a professional caregiver, that's a passion that you don't never get rid of. I'm one-on-one with my client. I can see that they want to stay in their homes, and I have compassion for them, And so you just have this feeling where this is where I want to be. Now I done did all them jobs, which paid more money, but this being a caregiver, a PCA is more fulfilling.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you've had a career full of different ways of caring and engaging with the community. Can you tell us more about the relationships that caregivers make with those that they care for?
Well, first of all, when you come into someone's house, and I have worked for many people, you build a relationship and they respect you and they trust you. You're loyal to them. You come to work. You come to work when you don't want to come to work. And they're looking for you to be there, to take care of them, to see about them, to make sure they get fed, their houses are clean. You do out of the ordinary. You go to the grocery store, you go pick up their medicine, and they have bad days and too, just like you, they might say something out of the ordinary that you have to swallow up and take. You may go back and forth sometimes, but you build that relationship first before you really say how you feel and stuff like that, because we
Mhm.
have feelings as well. There's a lot of us that have lost our people that we have worked with for years and years. That's just like your family member.
I can really hear the passion that you feel for this job, and the way that you just described how intimate the relationships become, while at the same time you're doing everyday work, everyday tasks. So I'm really curious. I know you just enumerated a number of things that a day could entail, but what does a typical day look like for you?
Well, I had three clients. Miss Mary, she died. I worked for Miss Mary in her home. She didn't want to go to a nursing home. The doctor said she was no longer could be at home, alone. But she wanted to die at home. Miss Mary went to assisted living place. They didn't wash her clothes. She had to pay for that, which I did. They didn't make her bed. That she had to pay for that, which I did. You know, when I brought her food, I set it up for her. They didn't do that for her, which I did. And I work also with Jay. He has 4 children. And he has MS, and he wants to stay home with his kids and his wife and his family. If I wasn't there to take care of him, and he has another caregiver too, he would be in a nursing home. I work for Polly, and she's one-on-one, and honey, she's awesome. She works on the computer.
Hmm.
She's a member of WAM. She does a column. I
Wow.
get her up in the morning. She's doing her thing. She goes to the bathroom still. She's just awesome. And I fix her breakfast. She loves her coffee. She loves to read. We have a good relationship.
Yes. I think what you're describing is exactly the reason why families need to have the option to keep their loved ones at home. And I think that instead of thinking as having home care as some kind of luxury, we need to start thinking about it in this really nuts and bolts way that you just described, of all of the small benefits that add up to having a fulfilling life, which we all deserve. So, with that in mind, I'm curious about your life, especially during the last year of the pandemic, what were some of the challenges or triumphs, that you and your family faced? You said you raised 11 children. I imagine that is a very complex dynamic to leave work and go home into. So I'm curious if you'd like to share with me about your life during this very challenging past year and a half.
Well, listen, honey, all my kids are grown right now, but I have grandchildren and I have great grandchildren that comes over to my house. I keep up with them so I can see them live and grow and interact with them. Ain't able to do that. And that really hurt me that I wasn't able to see my babies, be in their lives during this pandemic. And it just takes something from you when you can't be with your children, and seeing what's going on with my family. I was hurt, but I was there for Polly, and I was there for Mary, and I was there for Jay during this time of pandemic. And to know that the government didn't care about if we had what we need, our PPE that we had to scrounge for and get, and the families had to buy for us.
What you just said was an incredibly powerful plea. But if you had the ear of all of the elected officials, what specifically would you want them to know, do, consider as they make laws to support and build the infrastructure that this country needs around supporting its people, its humans, and the people that take care of those people?
It's a crying shame that we do not have what we need to protect us, to pay us, and that they don't respect us as being caregivers. We're the ones who are keeping this country afloat right now, the essential workers here. We're the ones who are keeping money, them from paying money. Do you know if you go into a nursing home, how much money that is? We're keeping people in their homes where they want to stay with dignity and respect and see their families and stuff. We're the ones, the caregivers here of America, the essential workers of America. We are very much needed. We are important. They act like we're not important, and we should have health care. We don't even have health care.
It's the foundation of our society, right? Where we keep hearing about how people are falling out of the workforce, and that mostly women, actually. And it's because they have to now step into these caregiving roles. You're holding up the entire economy by being able to step in where other people can then move out of the home and support their families and support businesses and the economy at large. We keep talking about essential workers. I don't know if enough people have a face and a voice and a person to put behind that label. And so thank you for being that for us today, so that we really can see what we're fighting for and how hard we need to fight for it. Deborah, is there anything else that you would like to let us know as we move forward and help you to support you in your work?
Yeah, I just want to bring this up and about because it is happening due to the pandemic. You don't know what's going on with your family members. My son, Timothy, 30 years old, who has a 4-year-old child, a 5-month-old baby, jumped off the Lowry Bridge in Minneapolis. He committed suicide. Mental health is everywhere. People are dying from mental health. They need help. This pandemic has brought a lot of stuff to the surface that people are going without. And we as caregivers, we should think about that. Let somebody know, listen to somebody, have help, have support. There's no support. That's what's wrong with what's going on right now. And I just want the people to know that without the essential workers, we would be doomed. We should have everything that everyone else has, and respect us and protect us, and to know that we need a living wage so that our families could strive. It's a right for us to be able to do and live and have and enjoy life. It is a right for us, all Americans, to have that.
Deborah, I am so sorry to hear about your son. And you're absolutely right. This time has caused stress, trauma, desperation. Thank you for bringing that incredibly important point up. It's all intertwined, right? The mental health, the lack of respect for the work that caregivers do, and the reality that we will all face this necessity at some point in our lives. And so I really hope that what you've shared with us today penetrates into the hearts and minds of the people writing these laws and people like me who can continue to advocate for you. We all have a role to play in this. And thank you for your time today and for sharing.
No worries. Thank you so much.